Around July 7th, a very karmic and rare period becomes activated. Not every generation gets to experience such a celestial position, and honestly, we've already started to feel its influence. On this channel, we observe and prove that future world events can be predicted in advance, as we'll try to do today. But before we move directly to the forecast of world events, we need to look into the very depths of this unusual celestial event, which will happen on July 7th and will continue to give its influence for another month after this date. Why do I say that this is such a rare phenomenon? Because we are not talking simply about stationary Neptune. This is stationary Neptune on the fixed star Deneb Kaitos, whose meaning will gradually reveal throughout this video. So, the first forecast. It is still too early to relax when it comes to gasoline, oil and energy resources. Stationary Neptune may continue to bring its results for another month after the exact date, approximately until August 7, 2026. During this period, we may once again expect problems connected with liquid minerals and resources, oil, liquefied gas and other similar resources. Prices may rise again. Major accidents, disasters or crisis situations connected with these themes are also possible. By the way, if you would like to receive a personal forecast or get answers to your questions, there will be a link to my website in the description of this video where you can choose the reading that suits you best. So, the second forecast is disruption in long-term investments. Investors may feel incredible pressure because Neptune is the planet of illusions, and right now Neptune is amplifying illusions many times over while being in a sign connected with long-term investments Pisces. That is why the period around July 7th plus or minus a month from that date is definitely not the best time for long-term investment decisions. Look at the mythology of this star. The theme of punishment for pride plays out very directly there. Andromeda was supposed to be sacrificed to a sea monster because her mother, Cassiopeia, boasted that she and her daughter were more beautiful than everyone else. It was this pride that provoked the anger of the gods. So during this period, many investors may fall into the trap of their own overconfidence. They may overestimate their strengths, believe in the illusion of control, or trust market promises that look too beautiful. And then after this pride, punishment may follow. That is why an unclear suspended situation may arise on Wall Street, or on the contrary, the market may become nervous and panicked, as if a reckoning is coming for excessive self-confidence. This is also not an ideal time for major purchases or investments, as they may be made under the influence of illusion and control, and could ultimately lead to disappointment. The third forecast is major natural disasters. We have already seen Venezuela, but the influence of stationary Neptune continues. Therefore, July may still bring serious natural disasters. Also, by the time July arrived, June had already written the record books. Europe was experiencing unprecedented heat, while the world's oceans reached their highest June temperatures ever recorded. But the influence of this celestial configuration will continue into July, and here again, it's important to look at the mythology. Poseidon sent a disaster upon the land in the form of a sea threat, floods and the sea monster Cetus. Therefore, in July, large-scale disasters directly connected with water may occur. Moreover, problems may also concern ships. This may point to difficulties in straits, maritime accidents, blocked routes, or serious shipwrecks. Now regarding the influence on countries. I don't have the horoscopes of absolutely every state, but I can analyze the countries whose charts I do have. In the horoscope of France, a yacht is formed, one of the most tense and dangerous astrological configurations. Therefore, France may suffer greatly in July-August. In the horoscope of Germany, there are indications of forced transformation in the areas of the army, security, the medical sector, and the working class. Rules of orders, control, and security may be revised. A similar picture can also be seen in the horoscope of China. England may also suffer major losses. For England, this period looks very karmic. Problems with the country's investments are possible, along with increased expenses, additional spending, and financial losses. Relations with distant countries may also be harmed. Interestingly, against the background of such a tense period, it is Japan that may show cleverness, strength, and achieve a certain success.